views expressed on this program are those of the hosts, guests, and callers, and are not necessarily those of this station, its management, or other advertisers. You're listening to Transformation Talk Radio.
The following audio is via a Skype call.
Welcome to the hit show Sheer Alchemy with Leslie Fonteyne on TransformationTalkRadio.com. Get ready to stir up your passions, identify your blocks, and shift into an entirely new existence. Just say yes to explosive abundance. Leslie Fonteyne is a transformation catalyst and clairvoyant who uses her intuitive and energetic gifts to catapult listeners into living the life they were born to live. Whether it's shifting from scarcity to abundance, from emotional pain into joy, or from illness into health, Leslie will help you step into the true essence and power of all that you are with the help of the Ascended Masters and Archangels. You will not be the same. Now, here's your host, Leslie Fonteyne.
Hello, hello, hello. This is Leslie Fonteyne. This is Sheer Alchemy, and I have to tell you, I have gone through some alchemy to get to this show today. It is just amazing how the energies work, and I so want to encourage so many of you that are doing serious service work in the universe. I want to thank you, acknowledge you, and appreciate what you go through and what you put your energies through to support the world. As we can all tell, there is just slightly a lot going on in the world right now. Would we not all agree? And I mean the world. So wherever you're listening from today, wherever you're picking up this podcast, you know, it's not just about the USA. There are countries around the world that are going through a lot energetically. And if we're observing energetically today, and we're seeing it from that standpoint at a higher dimensional level, then we're not locked into what I guess we might call the petty dramas, you know, of the third dimension, which is this, right? You know, sometimes we get all caught up with people around us. And when we talk about holding our vibrations higher, and let's pretend it's an argument between you and your partner or a difficult situation at work, we always talk about moving our energy higher, getting to a higher place, a higher vibration. We don't want to lower our vibration and engage at the level that's in front of us, correct? Because if we're walking in a spiritual realm like that, that does not help. So often, many of you know this experience that when you don't engage in that level, the other person gets even angrier, right? Because you're not playing the game. You're not engaging in that level. You have to wait for them to calm down, wait for the situation to resolve. So apply this at the macro level, apply this at our business levels, government levels, universal energies. There are countries going through trauma. All we have to do is talk about Aleppo. I mean, can you even imagine being in Aleppo right now talking about abundance? So let's understand the vibration that we carry, the opportunity for service. And if you all ever want to talk to me about doing global service work, please call me and we can talk about that, because you have a purpose. It doesn't make sense to the run-of-the-mill everyday people you run into at Starbucks. All right? We're talking about a very important job. And if you felt this calling, you felt this compulsion to participate energetically in the world, let me tell you, the world needs you. Okay, let me be the first to tell you. So what is our show about today? It's about creating expressions versus impressions. I wanted to start first, though, with an honoring out to our service workers in the energetic realm. And I do hope I'll hear from you. I fully support all of you and what you're doing, no matter what our function is in the world, by the way. Whether we're working as a administrative assistant, or we're, you know, on a food truck, or we're you know, taking care of our children, no matter what, your vibration is working. Okay, so never minimize the importance of who you are, regardless of what you're doing. If you're a caregiver, if you're, you know, an invalid at home and physically, you know, it's just not happening for you, just realize how important it is that you send your energy around the world. You're beautiful. Okay, so when we are shifting from expression, you know, into expression versus impressions. What does that mean? Impressions are typically superficial, right? I want to make a good impression. When I go on a job interview, I don't want to say I'm pretending to be somebody, but typically we're putting on a facade, would you not say? We're trying to make it look like we've got it all together. We've got, everything organized. We can handle the job, whatever it is. We have no idea. We may know things about our energy flow, or we hate morning, and we're going after a job that starts at 6 a.m, whatever it is. These are things that are impressions, right? And most of us don't want to talk about this. That's why I'm talking about it. Expression is a result of whatever we put our focus on, right? So in each moment, we are creating. Each and every moment, we are creating something. What we have right now, we've read it 1,000 times, is what we've created up to this point. Most of us do not want to believe that we make as many choices as we do. If we have 60 to 100,000 thoughts a day, can you believe that? Can you even believe that sheer quantity of thoughts? Each of those thoughts is a moment of creation. All right. How are we feeling? How are we looking at the world? How do we see things? It's a cloudy day. It's a sunny day. The money's good. The money's not good. The relationship's good. The relationship's not good. What level? Where are we coming from? Do we physically feel okay? Emotionally, etherically? Have we been attacked? Did we not heal our field? Are we not protecting our field? So many things contribute to the creation of the moment. And it can be overwhelming, can't it? It can be absolutely overwhelming when we are thinking about the fact that each moment we're making something happen. So taking responsibility for what we create causes us to look at who we are a little differently. All right. On a very 3D level, and it is an energy. We've talked before about people who are type A's and type B's, right? And the type A person you always imagine as being this go-getter, go, do, all this kind of stuff. Type B, not so much. A little better at being, reactive, laid back, not needing to push so hard. Often when we talk about goal orientation in the world, it's kind of presented almost as a type A sort of thing, right? You've got to self-motivate. You've got to have a goal. Now, what are your steps and what are you going to do? And then we have our spiritual aspect. And our spiritual aspect, seems like it's outside that realm, doesn't it? We have the emotional aspect, and the emotional aspect comes up when we start stepping into an area that perhaps we failed at in the past, or it's not gone so well. And we start feeling badly about ourselves, about who we are, what we can achieve, what we can do. The mental self holds a lot of beliefs and ideas and concepts about ourselves that we either learned from family, from school, from teacher, our culture, business. And we learned our value. We never got the promotion, we never got the raise, or we always got the promotion, we always got the raise, or we were the successful one, we were the tall one, the pretty one, all this kind of stuff, right? In our mental field, we have some beliefs about ourselves. So what we want to do is take a look at those parts of us. What we want to do is take a look at those parts of us that are, making those decisions each and every day. So I can start very goal-oriented in the morning, feel really good after my cup of coffee especially. And then by about, 2 hours later, maybe I have an emotional memory of, wow, I tried that before, that didn't work. Or I have a mental memory, yeah, well, you never handled money very well. And that came from, let's say a father or someone. And so by, 3-4 hours later, the energy has frittered. Now, it doesn't invalidate any of these other things that you've come up with up to this point, but I want to give you some hope here, all right? And the hope is that you had the vision, you got the idea, some steps came to you. And right off the bat, if you're a spiritual person, I'm sorry, but this is your path. You get this awareness, oh my gosh, this is a wound I'm hitting. There's a part of me that's saying, I can't do it. I can't be it. I can't make that happen. So the choice in that moment, this is the next decision, is do I want to heal that or do I want to stay in it? All right, now here's the next thing. We bash ourselves for wallowing, for staying in that thing too long. Who decided that? Did you get told all your life, oh, buck up, come on, swipe it off your shoulders, get up, dust off, and start again? Were you told that you only had a certain amount of time to recover, heal, and make it work? So evaluate your timing. Go into this thing. It may take you 2 extra days. Is that a waste of time? Absolutely not. This wound has been holding you back for your life. So now you say, yes, I want to heal. That takes you on another path, doesn't it? Does that invalidate the goal? No, it does not. It keeps you on that path, but your goal took you to a higher lesson, a lesson to clear, to heal. And when you clear and heal that, guess how much more awesome your goal becomes? Truly, it leads you to a path of new connections, new people, new opportunities, a new way of doing it. You start opening up to the insights and awarenesses of how things work for you. Maybe you've shut down your intuitive guidance because, well, this is the way we do it. This is the way my family's always done it. This is the way we operate. This is the way we handle personal relationships. Maybe your intuitive guidance is giving you something completely different, but you've shut down. So let's not shut down today, okay? Let's be open to the lessons, because you are a spiritual being. You are on this path if you're listening to this show. You do have goals that are on purpose. They are a part of your life. You're being called to do it. You may take what the world might call detours, but I honestly think are a part of your journey because you chose the path. So this is exciting. And one thing that comes to mind in tarot is the Tower card. So because of all the shifts that are going on in the world, all the changes that are happening right now, the growth that you're experiencing, the lessons you're learning, the karma you're bringing into completion, there are parts of you that are getting torn down, broken down, not needed anymore. So it's like a shakeup, right? It can be a little scary. Things you used to care about, you don't care about anymore. So now we're letting those things fall away, those impressions, those things we thought all our lives we liked. We always thought we liked blue. I don't like blue. I like green, whatever it is. You're coming to terms with who you truly are. You're getting stripped down and aware of who you are so that you can create from a place of your purest essence. Isn't that awesome? So let's talk some more about this when we come back from break so that we can start identifying those parts of us that sincerely are ready to shift and make some changes so that we come from a place of the sincerest expression and not just from a place of expression.
Brand consultant Jen Morgan is here with Radically Distinct Radio to help you take control of your future and maximize your brand's power to produce results. Whether you're an individual trying to reinvent yourself and launch a new venture, or you're an executive trying to reposition your company to modernize your sales and marketing programs, Jen Morgan and the RAD Method empower you to play to your strengths and show up in the world as your most powerful brand. To learn more, go to jenmorgan.com, that's Jen with 2 N's, Morgan.com, or call 206-972-5366.
Are you feeling stagnant or blocked in your love life, career, health, or finances? Experiencing difficulty focusing or setting and achieving goals? Tune in to Spiritual Diagnostics Radio with psychic visionary healers Carol Dorian and Suzanne Evans. Discover the cause and effect of unwanted patterns in life. Tune in every Tuesday at 12 p.m. Pacific on Transformation Talk Radio. For more information, visit spiritualdeed.com.
Get ready to experience Truth Talk Radio with host Deb Acker. Tune in to Truth Talk Radio each Wednesday at 3 p.m. Pacific on TransformationTalkRadio.com to illuminate the truth in your daily life as you experience life, love, and abundance from a whole new perspective. This hit show will leave you feeling lighter and bring you into a place of infinite possibilities every day in every way. Visit TruthTalkRadioshow.com for upcoming transformative topics and guests.
Is traditional medicine not working for you? Do you still feel as if your health isn't 100%? Here at the Holistic Medical Center, Dr. Nushin Darvish and the qualified staff look through the dimensions of wellness and start a healing plan prioritized to your needs. Our physicians assess the whole you until complete health is achieved. Get the help you need by visiting drdarvish.com or call 425-451-0404.
Tune in to Lucid Planet Radio with Dr. Kelly Neff. This hit show will illuminate your senses and empower you beyond your daily stressors and hardships. Renowned psychologist and author Dr. Kelly will captivate you with far-reaching topics and amazing guests as you wake to the greatest version of yourself. Learn to tap into your intuitions, think critically about our world, heal emotional and psychological wounds, and follow your passions to live your dreams. The Lucid Planet. Welcome home. Visit lucidplanetradio.com for more information.
Are you ready for a game changer? Sarah Westall is bringing you Business Game Changers Radio. Sarah brings you leading experts, visionaries, and newsmakers who provide the best commentary on big issues and cutting-edge innovations. Sarah's 20 years as a business executive will help you think like an entrepreneur with expertise, energy, and attitude. Tune in to Business Game Changers Mondays at noon Pacific, 3 Eastern on TransformationTalkRadio.com.
And we're back. This is Leslie Fonteyne. I am so honored to be a part of your world. I'm going to give the call-in number if you're interested in talking about, world service, which I opened with, or about some of the deaths or crumblings of the tower that I was referencing, and getting true to your essence in what you want to express in the world. The number is 800-930-2819, 800-930-2819. The reason we put impressions on over our authentic expressions is that we've pretty much been taught not to be real, and that being real is harmful. Yes, it's true. We've been taught that being our true selves is harmful. If we tell someone the truth, we'll lose all our friends. We won't have a marriage anymore. We won't get that job. We'll be fired. So, we really spend much of our lives training ourselves to not speak our truth. And it's a sad thing. I used to speak a lot, and I guess I will again starting next year, but I would talk about how we spend our entire first 25 years of our lives learning how to create self-control in our lives, meaning that we don't speak our truth. We create the impression that's acceptable in our culture, the manners and rhythms that are acceptable around us. And then around 30, 35, 40, wherever, we start going and buying all these self-help books to undo all that, to become authentic and to start speaking our truth, and realizing we've built our whole lives on the fear of being honest, the fear of being true to our own essence, that we're here on purpose. We never learned we were here on purpose with exactly the energy that we are and that we have. So that's a little frightening, isn't it? So think about, and especially with the holidays and all of the expectations people have about how the holidays should be, what a perfect holiday is, what the perfect meal is, what the get-together is, and it's not right if it's not done a certain way. So think about the crumbling of some of those impressions. What happens is that you start to become genuine. Now, we also learned that being genuine was hurtful. Isn't that crazy? That being your genuine self was hurtful to others. Because when Source comes through with unconditional love, and with the clearing out of core wounds and defensiveness and fear and anxiety and shame and humiliation and all these things that we've acquired in our baggage over multiple lifetimes, and this one has done a doozy for us, we then become very unconditionally loving. And unconditionally loving is very different from enabling, very different from picking up after other people and cleaning up their mess time after time, and they never change. Unconditional love honors the soul path in others. So some of you have been giving away your energy for a very long time, giving it away to others, thinking they have a claim to it, also thinking that if you don't give your energy away, you'll have no love in the world. So the concept of living in your pure essence expression, that you are lovable as you are, and that there is a tribe out there that is yours, is inconceivable, because your whole life You've been thinking, well, I have to tolerate these people. I have to put up with my family the way they are. I have to take these jobs where I keep drawing in, this tyrant as a manager, or whatever your pattern has been. And, to where you've become a very passive, reactive person in your own life. To imagine that authentically showing up as you are is so beautiful, so powerful, so magnificent, and that it will open the door to new relationships, new opportunities, new jobs, if you will, new arenas, even new geographical locations, is almost incomprehensible. So a lot of times when we talk about abundance and creating abundance, we are creating right now with the energy that we have. The shift is important. The healing is important, because as we shift and as we clear, we begin to desire new things. That puts a threat on old things. This is the way we've built our life up till now. Changing that, of course, is going to cause ripples in your life. No question. But that's spirit. That's source. That's the way this whole thing works. You start to care about new things, and you really don't care about old things anymore. So back to the tower and, some of the things that get shaken up in your life, the awarenesses you have, like suddenly you're looking, at your partner or your job or whatever, and you go, this is not authentic to who I am. This is not for my highest good. This work is not honoring who I am. The energy is not one that I want to be around. I want to change that. Now, this doesn't mean everybody runs out, leaves their partner, quits their job. We now have some inside work to do, right? We want to clear out any of our agreements with those environments, because otherwise we're going to go bring it in again. And I have many clients that do this. They quit their job waiting for the next thing, and the next thing is exactly the same. That's where I say same energy, different outfit. What we want to do is heal those agreements, clear those out. You no longer have to give away your energy to be loved. And is it really love? It's conditional, isn't it? You no longer have to be subservient, submissive, and use a certain couch language in order to keep your job. You start becoming authentic and understanding that your authenticity is healing. It's nurturing. You're vibrant again. You feel your energy coming back. You feel like, oh my gosh, I can really channel in some beautiful energies for this place. You start to allow intuitive ideas to flow through you. You clear up your mental field of these old beliefs that were just not true, but you just swallowed them hook, line, and sinker. And now you are stepping into your truth. So, biggest lesson today, if your tower is crumbling and you're a little afraid of the fact that you see what you see, the emperor really has no clothes, is to really honor what's coming out from you and what you're really perceiving, and say yes to it, and allow your highest good and the highest good for all involved. And when you feel the fear of the wound, allow yourself to be healed. And I would love to work with you if you want to heal some of these wounds that are showing up for you today. See, we've learned to be victims. We've learned to blame other people for the situations we're in. It is a strong, strong habit for a lot of us. We blame the boss, we blame partners, we blame all kinds of circumstances. And I promise you, I can trace back every single thing I have in my life to something I chose. So let's get real. Let's be honest. And back to the impression, if some of the false impressions you've been putting out in the world are starting to crumble and you can't pretend anymore, I want to say, hooray! And now, what do we want to create? This next segment we're going to talk about is getting excited about what you want to create. Don't perceive that your excitement and your happiness and your joy, well, don't get too excited. Something could go wrong. Did you learn that lesson? Don't get too happy. What have you got to be so happy about? Listen to the messages that start to come for you, because that's in the way of your abundance. So now we're going to talk about creating expressions. You may want to write a book and you haven't written a lick in your life. So what? This is your passion. Maybe someone's going to help you. Maybe you're going to go to writing school. Who knows? Pay attention to the passions and the joys that come up for you. And we're going to learn about timing. Is it now? Do I do it now? Well, I don't have any money now. I don't have anyone to help me now. Oh, stop. Listen to all those fears that come in and just check, and stop you dead in your tracks. Stop that. Allow what's coming to you, because you probably haven't allowed yourself to listen to yourself in a very long time, to get really, really happy, just enjoying that space. So here's some space for you right now. I'm just creating some space for you to really allow the joy of your heart to spring forth and to let that be your expression. Is it a private party? So often it is. You know what? Some of this stuff is a little lonely. It's okay. It just is. But lonely is not bad. Being in your own world about this is not bad. There are many, many people carrying really powerful vibrational energies today that think there's something wrong because they're alone in it. They have no one to talk to about this stuff. Well, let me tell you, sometimes the tribe gets a little small. You know, the other people that you need to talk to may be in France. I mean, they're not next door. But if you go online, you're going to find some communities of people all over the world who are having this experience. So don't doubt your passion or the essence of your expression, because no one in your immediate circle has it. You've just been in that circle up till now. All right, this is what you've created till now, like we said earlier, and now we want to move forward into what we're going to create next. And hopefully you have some areas in your life, as I've been talking here, because I mean the energies are so wonderful right now, that are coming up to you, that you start to see, wow, I could envision that, I could imagine that, I could visualize that, I could step into that, I could let my energy go in that direction. So say yes to something in this break here. Say yes to some part of you, and trust that saying yes to some part of you is not about doing harm to yourself, losing your job, losing your life and everything that you've known. But saying yes to yourself expands and creates a whole new world for you. This is Leslie Fonteyne, and we'll be back.
Tune in to Mainstream Metaphysics Radio to harness your connection with the universe to effect change for optimal success and happiness. Named one of the country's top psychics, Eve now brings her insights and gifts to this weekly hit call-in show, joined by visionaries, leaders, and gifted others, but mostly you. Jot it down, Thursdays, 10 a.m. Pacific, 1 p.m. Eastern on TransformationTalkRadio.com.
What is a brilliant culture? And how do we create them? Why are they important? Claudette Rowley has created a breakthrough 5-step process to help you design a culture that is authentic, innovative, and successful. Learn how to create change with Cultural Brilliance Radio, the DNA of organizational excellence, and Claudette Rowley. To learn more or work with Claudette, visit ClaudetteRowley.com.
Are you sick of feeling overworked with no motivation? Take a break from the daily grind. Life coach Nicole Eisler is here to provide a healing journey of optimism. Passionate and caring, Nicole is no ordinary soul. Her dedication to helping everyone has no limit. Witness the power of positivity. Tune in every first and third Tuesday at 4 p.m. Pacific for Positivity Party Radio with Nicole Eisler on Transformation Talk Radio. For more information, visit BigDreamAwakening.com.
Would you like to experience life-transforming adventures in personal expansion and world service? If you do, tune in to learn about magical innate abilities that you can develop and use to make your dreams come true. Joy Elaine is author of the Joy Chronicles, and she's inviting you and millions of others to join her in working with galactic masters, angels, and the Ashtar Command, as they assist humanity and planet Earth to achieve their ultimate destination of ascension. For more information about this upcoming event,
and broadcast, visit joyelaine.com. That's joy, ELAINE.com.
Tune in to Dynamics of Diversity Radio, scripting the new narrative for immigration with leading experts Kripa Upadhyaya and Steve Tanijo on TransformationTalkRadio.com. This show will remove the noise that often accompanies discussions on this topic and share a new perspective on the dynamics of immigration and diversity, ever reminding us that together we are all at the core of innovation, excellence, and positive change. Visit OrbitLawPLLC.com for upcoming topics.
But you gotta keep your head up, oh, and you can let your head down, hey. You gotta keep your head up, oh, and you can let your head down, hey. I know it's hard.
And we're back, Sheer Alchemy, Leslie Fonteyne. I want to give you some information on how to reach out to me. You can find me at Transformation Talk Radio, just like you have today. You can also find me at my website, lesliefontaine.com. That's LeslieFonteyne.com. You can call me 678-665-3366. And, if you're interested in doing a session with me, I've talked earlier about, some of the lessons and blocks and karmic patterns that we want to bring into completion, ancestral line issues, past lifetime stuff. Some of us have a very heavy energy and emotional energy, and, a lot of it we've been carrying for our families. Some of us were that one, right? We carried the burden of the family. We carried the burden of our parents' energies. And I do a lot of work with people to help relieve some of that heaviness. Now, you've got to want to do it. I have some clients that like to explain to me why they can't let go of some things. And look, that's fine. I have no judgment about it, but you may not be ready to do work. Okay. So, you have to be part of the magic wand with me to help shift out some of this. Some of us are afraid of very dire, traumatic situations that might arise because we release agreements we've had with loved ones and family members. It frightens us, but I want you to think about this if this is coming to mind for you. Our inner child was terrified. And our inner child had to take on responsibilities and jobs that, he or she was in no way capable of handling at the time, right? I mean, a 5-year-old should not be going out and buying groceries, waking up a mother from a drug or drunken stupor. But I have many clients that have gone through very intense experiences like this. So our inner child is trying to hold us back from a shift because we're so scared to go into the trauma. I will hold space with you. I bring in ascended masters, archangels, healing teams, really powerful galactic and cosmic level energetic support for us to do this work. And it's healing and it's magnificent. Does it all get taken care of in one fell swoop? No, it does not. Does it take some effort? Yes. But I'm telling you, amazing, powerful, fantastic things happen. We can shift things and we can make things better. So if you're interested in doing some work with me, please check out my website and, or just write me and say you'd like to do a session or you're thinking about it. And I also have some CDs out there to help you with meditation and clearing. And what is abundance to you? Sometimes we have someone else's definition of abundance. It's not our own. Sometimes we start a project and we follow someone else's 10 steps to complete it, and it doesn't work for us, and so we quit. Some of us have been healers, and because our leadership told us not to use ascended masters or to channel or to do certain things that you feel guided to do, you quit. So just if I'm touching any of your buttons, if I'm talking to anything that is a part of your path right now that you're wanting to create and step into and you haven't till now, or you feel like the blocks are too big, the obstacles too high, reach out to me. They're not. But do think about whether you're really ready to shift, okay? And if it's just healing the heart and getting rid of some of the heavy energies from your field so that you can even see straight and start to move in a certain direction, I'd like to help you to do that. I honor your path. I honor your process and what's been in your life. But maybe on a bigger, more global level, I'd like you to know that every time you shift, you heal everyone around you. It's so true. You give everyone else the opportunity to shift and to heal. Don't minimize that. Sometimes, we want some things to happen so fast. We want us to have the healing session and then tomorrow it's brand new. And promise me, I promise you, I've had some clients, they heal like within an hour, things start to move miraculously. And with other people, it can feel like sludge. But we go in and we check in honestly about where we're holding back. And this is a part of your path. If you're just starting on this, don't sweat the small stuff. These are big patterns that you've had in your life a long time. And, for me to help you through it all in just, one session is, a little not reasonable, but realize that you are literally turning the Titanic of your life to step into a new direction for yourself. So patience and acceptance, and honor yourself for starting. I used to tell people, that when I started on the whole path to, abundance and healing, I think I cried for the first 2 years because I was devastated with how many blocks I found, how many areas of interference I found. And, these things take time once we see them, but don't get so horrified by the blocks that you don't begin, okay, that you don't shift. And don't be afraid to look at your own pain. Your own pain is not going to kill you, I promise you. And as we work together, I will hold space for you dearly, and as will the loving, incredible masters and light beings that we bring into our process. So there's that. And if you're interested in any continued meditation help, I have those products also on my website. So this segment of this show, I want to talk about getting excited about your passion and how to step into it as things come up. I sort of alluded to it in my little piece earlier about some of the blocks that might show up while you start to step onto your path. And so let's just allow that idea you had that came to you during the break and what you wanted. And I want you to notice what you're feeling. So some of you are very tight in your heart space, a little anxious, and also your throat space. Okay, so let's talk about that. If I ask you right now to say out loud or to write down your dream, do you feel tentative? Do you feel anxious? Do you feel concerned that it might not be right? Oh my gosh, have we been beaten over the head with right and wrong thinking? My God. Stop. So notice where you have some right, wrong thinking. Well, this isn't the right way. That's the right way. I don't want to make a mistake. I don't want to pick the wrong job, etc. Allow your energy to move in a direction. And, you can always course correct because you're constantly shifting. And trust me, it's going to work out way better. If you think that the possibility of making a mistake, whether from some religious learnings early on in your life or things in your family where, if you made a mistake, you were clobbered, this is a lot to overcome. So allow yourself to write down and speak out loud the desire that you have. Now, okay, a lot of you have just really done a beautiful job of releasing in your heart space. It's like you suddenly got some permission. Okay, now the power center is lighting up. And in your power center, it's like, well, can I do this? Can I make this happen? I'm not strong enough. I'm not able to do this. So go into that part of you, and where are the lessons? Where's the agreements to not be powerful, to not honor who you are, to not step into your truth, to not be magnificent? Who said you weren't magnificent? Oh my gosh. Yes, you are. So some of you have been, either physically abused, humiliated, shamed, told that who you are isn't okay, back to impressions. So we're now, hitting some core wounds, right, which cause us to suppress our power center, to suppress our initiative. That's why some of us act passive when we're really not. Some of you are exceptionally strong. But you've tried to become passive and reactive because it's just too painful to step into these wounds. Again, another place for healing. So I want you to now go into that place where you're feeling like, well, I better not because I'm going to get in trouble. I better not because I'm going to be harmed. This is an opportunity. So let's bring in some ascended masters, archangels, healing teams right now with you. Let's go into your power center. And this is also very tied to your throat space for some of you. And let's make a decision now to release any of the core fear of fully stepping into the essence of all that you are, the joy of all that you are, the initiative, the passion, allowing your intuitive guidance to come to you. Notice the next thought, which is, well, some of you have an impatience about how quickly this is going to happen. I want you to take your mind off that for a moment and just allow this, all right? Think about spirit and space and how there is no time or space, right? It's all parallel, future, present, past, all happening at the same time. Some of you have your energies all over the place. We want to bring your energy into present time here. Now look at your heart space, the places you've been so wounded that your passions are not practical, wise, right. Oh, there's so much grief for some of you right now. A lot of grief. That's a really sad thing to be told that who you are is not okay, is not enough. So I'm telling you today, you are enough. Let's bring in some healing salve now. Really some beautiful, beautiful energy here. So stay with it. And now let's bring in some of the beautiful, maybe some Arcturian energy into your heart space. And let's just clear out any debris, filaments, things that don't belong to you. Going into your ancestral line now. Clearing out any messages of poverty, heartache, trauma, diminishment, shame. Let's go before the karmic board with Kuan Yin and bring some of these old karmic patterns to completion. We can do that. Are you done with some of your lessons? Whatever you're done with, just allow your spirit to communicate. And let's release those karmic impressions. Transmuting them into grace. And now let's go into your security center. And in your security center, understanding that you can create your own security, you are fully capable of drawing in some amazing light beings, the abundance archangels, the opportunities that are yours, the healing of your heart space, to heal so that you can draw in those dreams and passions. We don't want to draw from the negative place, from the old place. We want to draw in from our deepest passions, our essence. Wow, you guys are doing great. Just amazing. Let's do a full wash now of Supreme Being Light and Pure Essence Energy. For some of you, your power center feels really new. You know how the first time you got on the balance beam or the first time you rode a bike? All right, it feels a little shaky. So right now, your power center is feeling a little shaky because you haven't done it. All right, give yourselves a break where you've not done this before. You aren't just suddenly the best entrepreneur, the best coach, the best energy worker, the best channeler. You're just starting. So there is that awkward place. And, somewhere in life we learned we had to be perfect. And that's bringing in so much grief for some of you. I want you to release the sadness now. The sadness that you quit some things right on the cusp, right? Some of you were so close to achieving something and someone came in and your emotions just couldn't handle the rejection of the statement, right? You were so close to achieving your dream or moving to New York or becoming a writer or becoming a an athlete extraordinaire, whatever it was, and someone close to you touched that place in your heart that was devastating, and you quit. And the thing is, your heart was never the same afterwards, was it? So we want to go in and forgive ourselves now, and just forgive ourselves for quitting on ourselves. See, for so long we've looked at the other person, and that's true. They impacted our emotion in that place. But now we want to release that grudge, release that resentment, release that grief, forgive ourselves, and choose again. Some of you are just doing amazing work right now. So I want to seal up this work for the next few days. Just allow it to integrate. Remember, we're dealing with some very deep things that are coming up here. If you want to talk to me after the show or reach out to me and continue this work, I'd be glad to do it with you and to honor your process. Okay, this is so much about honoring your process. When I'm working with people, I tell them it's sometimes 2-3 days that things are happening, and they get afraid because, of course, we have to go to work, we have to deal with family, etc., and we tend to shut down the process. Try not to shut this down, okay? We've opened Pandora's box for some of you. You've let yourself go into this place that you haven't visited in 30 years, maybe. So allow yourself to go into this. And give yourself the room and the time to heal, to cry, to release, to be grateful, and to continue listening to what's coming to you. All right? Just a lot of joy starting to come in for a few of you. Beautiful. So I'm putting on some beautiful protection now from Archangel Michael and the healing teams. And there you go. So let this day be a day to honor your authenticity and to give yourself some space and to give yourself the time to process. I have taken maybe a couple of areas in your life that have surfaced for you in this show, in this call, in this time. So each time you step into your passion, your goal, the ideas that come to you, the things to step into, you will encounter a block. Maybe not always, that's an exaggeration, but you will have things that come up for you. So go through this again. Do this again. Allow it to come up, to be healed, to bring in the masters, the healing teams. And like I mentioned, I've got some wonderful meditation CDs for you to do this. You can do it at night as you're falling asleep. And honor what's coming up in your spirit. When you hear the voice of a loved one criticizing you, or you hear a belief about yourself that you're not good enough, or you hear an emotion that is telling you you can't overcome the depression or the sadness to step into something, that is the piece that is ready to be healed. So do y'all see how this works? Isn't this awesome? Isn't this amazing? It takes some bravery to be spiritual. I'm just going to say that. There used to be this idea that being spiritual was just escapism, running away. Hell, this isn't running away. This is running right into it, isn't it? This is really deep stuff. And then every time you release one of these, can't say it enough, you heal the world. You heal that child that's watching you. Your children are watching you, whether you step into your dreams or not. They're watching your choices. They're learning about what's possible and not possible. And then when you walk into work, people go, wow, I just feel something when I'm with you. I feel so good. And then you find that there's some people that are such energy drains on your field. You've kept them in your life for 30, 40 years because you had to, because you made a promise you would and all this stuff. And it wasn't authentic to you. So now you have a choice to release those that are energetic siphons. They're just draining you. But keep this in mind. You're not just rejecting them. They will find someone else to listen to them. Then they're going to get mad that you don't do it anymore. But with your dream, with your passions, with what you're creating now, you need your energy. You matter. You're important. So I hope this has been a helpful show today, because sometimes when we're going through shifts and we're feeling things are just crumbling, the impressions we make in the world just aren't working anymore, or we've given away so much of our energy, we're exhausted, but we're afraid to stop. We feel like we've created a whole world, and if we stop doing what we're doing, the world's going to collapse. This is where I find a lot of people's spirituality gets completely blocked and stuck, because they love to talk about angels, they love to talk about light beings, but then at this point, we start channeling in and bringing in the higher energies. And you're not doing it alone anymore. I can promise you amazing things that start to happen because you start bringing in the assistance of the inner plane and the higher dimensions. It's spectacular. So some of us have what I call source betrayal in our field, where God didn't come through in a very critical, serious, important time in our life as a child, or through the death of a loved one, or through the loss of a job, and we're convinced that source will not come through. And we don't talk about source betrayal. It's a no-no. It doesn't sound right, doesn't sound spiritual, doesn't sound good. Check it out. Because I'm feeling it for some of you in your power center. It is like a hard rock. So when you feel like you can't do it all yourself, this is the opportunity to check out source betrayal. What was that about? Where did the energy come from? And now, what do you want to create? Bring them in. Allow them to support your power, your security, your intuitive guidance, your passion, your voice. Allow them to help channel through you. This is a phenomenal thing. But check out whether there was a devastating experience. Could be this lifetime or another lifetime, and I work with this all the time, where there was a sense of betrayal, and the rule in your field is I have to do it all myself. No one's going to help me. If you have that in your field, and this is your growth opportunity to shift that, and then you begin to unfold in some of these dream areas that to this point you've not been able to step into. So I hope you've gotten a lot out of this show about, what you are capable of, why you're here. Sometimes when our energy is being shared globally, some of you use your energy on the astrals at night when you're sleeping and you wake up as tired as when you went to bed. We can, close down at night a little bit. We don't have to work 24/7. But if some of you don't know that you're doing world service, some of you are unconscious of how much of your energy you give away, rightly or wrongly, then we can talk about that. You don't owe your energy to anyone. You have dominion over your field. When you don't use that dominion over your field, then what you are saying is that I'm not important. Whatever everybody else wants, they can have. I'm a martyr. And you're really, in a way, sidestepping your purpose. Now, that doesn't mean that service is not giving. Service is a huge amount of giving. But the balance that Source wants us to understand is how we manage our field. And if we've been taught that we don't manage our field and that we have to wait to be told by a boss what to do every day, or we have to be told by a loved one what matters and what restaurant we're going to and what we're going to do for the weekend, then this is a big shift, isn't it? It's a big change. So give yourself space and time to step into each of these things, and don't begrudge times where you feel like you fell off the balance beam or you didn't quite make it on your two-wheel bicycle yet. You're learning. You're just starting. So this is much encouragement to have patience and to grow in the new things that are showing up for you. And to understand, by the way, that you do get faster and faster at some of this, okay? You don't just stay stuck. You do get faster. So good work to all of you for what you did on this show today. And for those of you that do world service, again, I honor you. This is Leslie Fonteyne. If you want to reach out to me, you can always go to my website, lesliefontaine.com, and check out my sessions, check out the CDs, and when I'm coming to a town near you. Much love to all. Until next time.
You've been listening to the hit show Sheer Alchemy with Leslie Fonteyne on TransformationTalkRadio.com. Tune in each month to Sheer Alchemy with Leslie Fonteyne to stir up your passions, remove your blocks, and shift into an entirely new existence. Gifted, shifted, and powerful is what this show is about. Visit TransformationTalkRadio.com and LeslieFonteyne.com for showtimes and dates. Contact Leslie at LeslieFonteyne.com to schedule a transformative session that removes your blocks so that you can say yes to explosive abundance. You will not be the same.
The preceding audio was via a Skype call.